Army admits shooting at protesters, tells Lagos panel it used blank bullets. Hello everyone, welcome back to Greenfield Media. We hope you're doing well today. Thank you for following us and God bless you. Please like this post and share with your friends, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Let us know what you think about the story in the comment section also. Thank you again for following us. The Nigerian Army has testified before the Lagos panel of inquiry into the Lekki massacre, and they are saying that they didn't really shoot at protesters, that they used blank bullets, that they did shoot, but it was blank bullets that they used. Let's hear the whole story, please. So, after a series of denials, retractions, and admissions, the Nigerian Army has stated that its men actually shot at protesters at the Lekki toll gate. Brigadier General Musa Etsu Ndagi, commander 9th Brigade of the Nigerian Army, who represented the Army on the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry, set up to investigate the shooting of NSAS protesters at the Lekki toll gate on October 20th, insisted that his men did not kill any of the protesters. Brigadier General Etsu Ndagi, who is one of the top 4 military officers listed as witnesses of the Nigerian Army before the panel, gave his evidence on oath filed at the panel's registry on Friday, November 6th. The other army officers who are listed as a witness on the panel include Commander of the 81st Military Intelligence Brigade, Victoria Island, Lagos, Brigadier General Ahmed Taiwo, the Chief of Staff, 81st Division Nigerian Army, Lagos, Brigadier General Insikak Edet, and the Commander, 81st Division Garrison, Brigadier General Francis Omata. Etsu Ndagi explained that it was the Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who called to inform him that the leader of the team, Lieutenant Colonel Bello, was shooting at the Lekki toll gate where protesters were gathered. Etsu Ndagi said he immediately put a call to Lieutenant Colonel Bello, who incidentally is the commanding officer of the 65th Battalion, Bonny Camp, Victoria Island, and that he told that Bello told him that he only fired blank ammunition into the air to disperse the protesters. Okay, so Ndagi is now testifying that after Babajide Sanwo-Olu called him that Bello, Lieutenant Colonel Bello, was firing at the protesters, that he, Etsu Ndagi, had called Lieutenant Colonel Bello, and Bello had told him that he was only firing blank bullets into the air to disperse protesters. So Etsu Ndagi and the other Nigerian Army top brass, however, insisted that soldiers never shot directly at the protesters. Neither was anyone killed at the toll gate on the 9th of October 20th. The army officers strongly denied using live ammunition on the NSAS protesters, adding that soldiers did not take away any dead body as allegedly reported in some media outlets. Brigadier General Omata and Lieutenant Colonel Bello told the panel that by the time they arrived at the toll gate, the protests had turned violent and they had to fire blank bullets into the air to disperse the crowd, which had become restive. They added that on arrival at the toll gate, the soldiers were pelted with stones and broken bottles, and to control them and disperse the crowd, they had to fire blank bullets into the air. Quoting the army, so on arrival at the toll gate at about 7:30 p.m., I met a rowdy situation. I also met the commanding officer, 65th Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Bello, who briefed me on the situation. He briefed me that he met a hostile crowd, hoodlums, mixed with the protesters, who were chanting and throwing stones at them. I was able to disperse the crowd by firing blank ammunition into the air. At this point, stones and sticks were being thrown at us. Then I moved to a safe area and briefed the general officer commanding the 1st Division, Major General Godwin Ahamefuna Umelo, by phone. The GOC directed me to pacify the hostile crowd and move the troops back to base. However, The crowd still continued chanting "Endsars." I then instructed the troops to withdraw to the base, Brigadier General Omata said. Bello, who also gave his account of the incident, said, and I quote, "On getting to the toll gate, I persuaded the crowd to go home and observe the 24-hour curfew declared by the state government. But surprisingly, the hoodlums continued throwing stones, bottles, and other dangerous objects at us, and were burning tires." End of quote. Quoting him again, Lieutenant Colonel Bello, "I again fired some blank ammunition upward to scare the hoodlums away, but some protesters who were still at the toll gate, sitting down quietly, were given water and drinks by me while pleading with them to go home." End of quote. Bello also insisted that at no time did these men fire directly at the protesters. Quoting Bello again, "We did not fire at the protesters. Blank ammunition were fired upward to scare the hoodlums from the crowd. Nobody was shot dead at the Lekki toll gate. There was no massacre as claimed." The claim that the military took away the dead bodies was not true. The protesters were happy to see us, as indicated in some of the video clips of 20th October 2020. End of quote. This came after the army had initially denied ever being at the toll gate, as it tagged initial reports that soldiers shot at protesters as fake news. The army later admitted being at the toll gate, but denied shooting at protesters, even as it stated that the state governor had requested for soldiers to enforce the curfew imposed on the state. So this is the army going back and forth and back all over themselves, falling all over themselves with this testimony at the NSAS panel. Initially, they were saying it's all fake news, that soldiers were never there. Then one shoe dropped and they said, okay, yes, the governor had called them to come and disperse the protesters. Then they admit that, they first admit that there was no shooting at the protesters. Then now, finally, they are now agreeing that they fired blank bullets into the air. But all we saw that day on social media were live rounds. People packed live rounds out of that place. So how is it that they fired blank bullets and it was live rounds that we saw? Or maybe I'm not an expert at this, but the lies and the half truths and the what would I call it? The statements they are starting to put out are conflicting. They are starting to sound like they are guilty when different statements are being made by different people. Even the state governor that said he didn't know who gave the order, he has been implicated that he was the one that asked for the army. So I just think nobody is being truthful. It's all lies. The fact that they are even talking about not taking bodies out of that place when there was blood all over the place that day. We saw all the blood on social media, so I think they are not telling the truth at all. This is obvious. So what's going to happen next? Let's see. Let us know what you think about the story in the comment section, please. Thank you again for following us. We hope you're staying safe. Have a good day.